Question is, Lex, I was wondering if you would be willing to talk about your immigrant experience. I myself started off as an international student studying and working in America, not from Russia, I'm from India, but there was a constant push and pull that I experienced given my life circumstance. I would be curious to hear how you assimilated. Do you feel like you belong, etc.? Thank you for the AMA. Okay. Your statements about do you feel like you belong hit hard for some reason. Maybe it's because late at night, maybe because I'm a bit over caffeinated. Maybe what pops to mind to focus on is the aspect of loneliness, the aspect of belonging. I think a lot of us in the early teenage years go through that process of feeling like an outsider, an outcast of different kinds. I think it hit me the hardest personally because I was a popular kid in Russia, and when we moved here, I went to the opposite of being popular, or feeling like that. I felt like an outcast. The place I moved to in America had more of an emphasis, maybe it's a cultural thing, of emphasizing material possessions over two things that were deeply meaningful to me, which is human connection, like friendship, and also knowledge, like mathematics, scientific discovery, all those kinds of things. It's just the emphasis of what was valued was different. And that for me was a catalyst to feel like a total outcast, as opposed to being this person who looks out into the world and enjoys the beauty of the world. I kind of went into this brooding phase of, first of all, learning the English language, but starting to read books, more philosophical books. The first one I remember reading in English was The Giver. That sort of helped me start thinking about this world. I was so fortunate to be so in love with people for so long and have close friends in Russia that I didn't notice in my childhood how deeply alone we all are. So for me, the immigrant experience involved in a small way, at least the first, realizing that hard human truth that we all are born alone, live alone, die alone. Even when we're in the arms of somebody we love, we're still somehow fundamentally alone with our thoughts, with our hopes, with our fears, trapped in this conscious meat vessel between our ears. I think the immigrant experience for me was the catalyst to realizing and being terrified and also liberated by the idea that I'm alone in this world. And at the same time was the realization that this beautiful feeling I felt from the connection to other humans was this gift that took me away from this dark realization. So it's almost that love is kind of escape from the reality of life, from the muck of life. And so the journey began in that way, to think about this world in this way, both the burden of being alone, coupled with the frequent escape from that feeling by being lost in the company of friends, loved ones. So early on, coupled with this love of the human mind and curiosity about the human mind, was the love of programming and actually building little programs in engineering systems, of course, building robots in college and so on. I think the gift of the immigrant experience of feeling like the outcast was the love of experiencing the deep connection with others, like a deep appreciation of it when it's there. I guess because it was taken away, because I was ripped out of it through moving here, I got to really appreciate it and start becoming cognizant of it to where I can start looking for it and being more grateful when I do have it. And at the same time, a kind of curiosity started boiling up of the perspective on artificial intelligence systems from that kind of longing for a connection. So as opposed to looking at robots or AI systems or even just programs that accomplish a particular task, can these programs accomplish the same richness of task and richness of experience that I came to appreciate as a human being. So when I talk about kind of love, there's echoes of that in my longing of the kind of experiences I would like to create in artificial intelligence systems that was born out of the immigrant experience, of the loss of childlike innocence experience, of all of it combined, of starting to read books and thinking deeply about this world experience, all of that coupled in. I really think sometimes, unfortunately, the first step of deep gratitude is loss. So for me, I lost quite a bit during that time. And through that loss, I was able to discover the things that I truly appreciate about life. So let me leave it at that.